let's just get this over with. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Kevin Zwicker from Fast Count coming at you. And before I get into this video, please remember to hit that like button and subscribe. What I'm about to say isn't something that you've probably heard throughout the last several weeks, and that is the fact that I think the Forbidden Door concept has kind of run its course in AEW. When it initially started, it felt as if this was this really cool thing. It was interesting. It's very rare these days that we get to see, interpromotional brand warfare between two different companies. And it just feels as if now, especially with the New Japan side being extremely light, and the majority of the big heavy hitters from the New Japan side, outside of Zack Sabre Jr., have migrated their way to AEW, and it's kind of become just a normal AEW pay-per-view with some type of brand-on-brand warfare between the two companies. But we're heading into the show, and I'm sure once we get to the actual show, the matches are going to be really good. AEW has a very good track record when it comes to their quality of pay-per-views, so I don't really have any doubts in that. Right? And we're going to focus mainly on the cage match between Team MJF and Don Callis against the team of the Briscoes. And heading into the show, with MJF being the world champion and Mark Briscoe being kind of the thorn in his side over the last several months, this is kind of been the match that I've been most interested in outside of Zack Sabre Jr. and Kenny Omega. And we close the show with Mark Briscoe dropping this, very passionate promo going off on MJF, and it leads to a brawl between the two teams. MJF, the sneaky bastard that he is, sneaks up from behind Andrade, who has kind of been the guy who has been very reluctant on the Don Callis side to do business with MJF. We see him get laid out by mistake from MJF with the Dynamite Diamond Ring, planting seeds of a potential way that this match can, the outcome can be factored in on this weekend with MJF and Andrade being the guy who cost that team the victory, and hopefully setting up a singles program between the two guys. I think Andrade, ever since coming back, from his, excursion, that's what I'm gonna call it, in WWE, and making his way back to AEW, I feel as if he's been a guy who's been right there. He's like tapping on the glass ceiling of the main event scene. And with MJF, who is somebody who, if you paid attention over the last 6 months or so, has been a very giving performer. He sat there and he was one of those guys who really set Kevin Knight up perfectly with taking a loss to him. Mark Briscoe, he elevated him to another level with the feud with him. I feel like MJF has been a guy who, I know, especially with him doing his interviews in character a lot and a lot of these meet and greets, him being in character as well. He's a guy who has this reputation of being a prick. But if you pay attention to his work as a performer, he's been very giving, and is a guy who you can see really cares about AEW and potentially elevating these other guys and putting them pretty much side by side with him. So if that's the direction that we're going after this show, Andrade versus MJF, I'm extremely looking forward to that. I think that at the pay-per-view, we're going to have Mark Briscoe's team win, not because MJF taking the pin, but like I said, some shenanigans involving Andrade and MJF. Andrade is going to want to get his get back, even if he figures out it was a mistake. He doesn't like the guy anyway, so why would he give him the benefit of the doubt? And I think this is going to be the opportunity for Andrade to possibly branch out on his own. And if not feud with MJF directly, feud with members of the Don Callis family for screwing up their business. And that's what it looks like we're going to be heading into Forbidden Door. That's going to be the thing that I'm going to have my eyes on the most. And to be honest, like I said, I think the Forbidden Door concept has ran its course. I think now with AEW introducing the new pay-per-view Redemption, I think that should probably be the pay-per-view that is the bridge, to All In, and we just get rid of the Forbidden Door concept, or at least make it like a special edition of Dynamite, something along those lines, because it doesn't really feel as if it's New Japan versus AEW anymore. This is mostly an AEW show featuring some New Japan talent. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Are you excited for the pay-per-view? Do you think Forbidden Door has ran its course? Do you want to see it be brought back more? Do you want to see it be done with? Let me know in the comment section. Please remember to hit that like button and subscribe. I am Kevin Zwicker. Go Knicks.